We're live? Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to St. George's Cathedral in Kingston, Ontario. I'm Michael Capon, the music director. It's Thursday, April the 30th at 12:15 p.m. And today, instead of making a live broadcast, we're recording this one today because, wouldn't you know it, our internet is down. So there's always something. A couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, the organ stopped working just when we needed it to, and we had to cancel that recital. And today, our internet went down just when we needed it. So I apologize, we weren't able to live stream this concert, but what we're going to do is we're going to record it, and then we're going to post it to the St. George's Cathedral YouTube page, and hopefully you'll find it and be able to watch it and enjoy it. Today I want to continue with the theme of Easter. Last week I started with a piece of Bach that started with a rising scale in the pedal. And today we're going to start with a piece of Bach that starts with a rising arpeggio in the right hand, up in the soprano. This is the G major Prelude and Fugue. It's a very joyful, dynamic, exuberant, flamboyant type of work. It was, Bach wrote it when he was under the influence of the Italian composers like Vivaldi and Corelli, who were writing this flamboyant, wonderful string music. You'll hear that in this piece today. It's the kind of thing that might have been written by Vivaldi or Corelli. It is very string-like, especially some of the repeated notes and repeated chords, which are very friendly for the string instruments. Just the bows change, bump, 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 ba. So, in fact, you'll hear that rhythm quite a lot in both the prelude and the fugue, this bump, 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 ba rhythm, bump, 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 ba. And the fugue subject you could almost imagine being played on the violin. Dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da 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 dun 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 da 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 dun. So it really trips along, a lovely, fun piece. The Prelude and Fugue in G major by J.S. Bach. You might have heard someone puttering around here while I was playing. I'm very pleased to say we have one person here in the audience today, which I think is a real sign of progress. Maybe one day we'll be able to have two. Mike Postevit is here today from CKWS News. He's doing a little story on these recitals, and if you get a chance to watch his report this evening, that'll be on CKWS. Should be an interesting story. I've made a commitment to play some of the music of Bach at each of these recitals. And today we get a double dose because I'm going to play a little bit more Bach right now. And continuing on the theme of Easter, this is, I'd like to play next a setting by Bach of the Gloria. The Gloria is a song that is sung during the celebration of the Eucharist, typically. In the season of Lent, the Gloria is omitted. That's the season prior to Easter. And then when we get to Easter, we start singing the Gloria again. The Gloria returns, and it's a song of praise. It's a great celebration when we start singing the Gloria again. This year, of course, because we have not been celebrating the Eucharist, we have been doing online services here virtually, but non-Eucharistic services. So unfortunately, we haven't been able to sing the Gloria. So today I'd like to play a setting of the Gloria. And this is a setting of the chorale tune Allein Gott, which is the German Lutheran metrical setting of the Gloria. And Bach has taken the chorale tune, the melody, the hymn tune, and he weaves other parts around it. And the melody is sort of a slow-moving melody that you'll hear from time to time. And then woven around that is very, very fast-moving, sort of decorative, light melodies weaving around it. So this is in a trio texture. And the old joke about Baroque trios is that, how many people does it take to play a Baroque trio? Well, it actually takes 4, because you need the 3 people playing the musical lines, and then you need the continuo player who does the harmonies. Not to mention page turners. Anyway, the joke's on me. Because I play the organ, I have to do all of the parts myself. So, in fact, to play a trio takes 1 person, and I don't even have a page turner either, so I'll do my best. So enjoy this lovely trio by Bach on Allein Gott, the otherwise known as the Gloria in Excelsis, Glory to God on high. good old Bach. So we'll continue next with the music of Healy Willan, a great Canadian composer. Born sort of late 1800s, died in the late 1960s. His music has just come into the public domain now, just in time before the new free trade agreement takes away 20 years of our culture by extending the copyright terms from 50 years to 70 years. So Healy Willan's music is now in the public domain, which is a wonderful thing. I'd like to play an Easter piece of Healy Willan. It's a setting of Good Christians All Rejoice and Sing. Not the Christmas carol, but the Easter carol. Good Christians all rejoice and sing, now is the triumph of our King. To the whole world glad news we bring. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. A very triumphant piece, very regal, and Healy Willan brings out that aspect of the hymn with a very regal setting, music that he weaves around this melody. I heard this recently. A lot of my colleagues, fellow organists, are posting music online. A lot of wonderful playing. It's lovely to connect with all of these organists through their music. The other day, I heard this piece, in fact, played online by my friend and colleague Bob Jones in Ottawa, and he did a wonderful job of it. I hope I can live up to his performance. I'm certainly going to steal all his good ideas in his performance today. So if there's anything about the performance you like, well, it's all Bob's credit. And if there's anything you don't like, well, it's all my fault, of course. I'm going to pair this piece with another piece by Healy Willan, a favorite of mine. It's the little prelude and fugue in G minor. Fairly small scale work, fairly quiet, and very warm, and very expressive. Of course, it shows Healy Willan's mastery of counterpoint, again, taking several voices and weaving them together. Just to let you know, too, that the fugue sort of emerges from the prelude, so they're sort of joined together, so it's really one piece. So we'll have Good Christian Friends Rejoice and Sing, the Easter Chorale, followed by the Prelude and Fugue in G minor, both by Healy Willan. And I'm going to end today with a composer who's almost an exact contemporary of Willem, also born in the late 1800s, around 1880, also died in the late 60s, around 1968. The French composer, Henri Moulet. Two composers, although they lived at the same time, very different styles of composing. Willem, of course, emerging from the British tradition, as well as strong influence of sort of Germanic and Renaissance polyphony. And Moulet very much coming out of the French tradition, the French symphonic tradition of improvising large-scale pieces. This piece is really his best-known work, the Carillon Sortie. A wonderful party piece, great melody, great sparkling accompaniments, a very lively piece. It's the kind of piece I sometimes play on Easter Day for a postlude. I do have a brass arrangement for it as well, so you can sort of imagine maybe the trumpets and the trombones and the tubas and the horns playing along with it as well. Delightful piece, the Carillon Sortie by Henri Moulet.